Focusing on your mental health is one of the tenets of being firm and fair. Did you know that deleting social media as well as dating apps can do wonders for your mental health? But before we get into that, give me the three freebies: like, share, and subscribe. I'm your host for the Firm and Fair podcast, The Spencer Perspective, and we have work to do. Let's get to it. So, people who deleted their social media share what it's like. Here's what signing off for good or even taking a temporary social media detox can do for your mental health. So to help you save time, we're gonna, skip this story. Jesus, wow. That is very intrusive for an advertisement. Okay, thanks for that. So we're gonna get straight to the story. So, okay, give me a second. All right, awesome. Still, locking you for good or even temporarily to give your brain a much needed break isn't easy. You don't have to be an extremely online person to have become extremely addicted to the likes that pour in when you post a selfie or the compliments you get when you humble brag about a work win. We know from research that seeing likes or comments on our posts is correlated with our brains releasing dopamine in the reward areas, Rosenblatt said. It feels good physiologically. Here's a quote from Jody, a 40-year-old who left Instagram and Facebook. I think I will never look back and think, gosh, I wish I had spent more time on social media. Continuing the article. This can create a constant craving for those quick dopamine hits. Just like that, we're spending hours on social media, constantly scrolling and posting, which in the long term is a detriment to our mental health, Rosenblatt said. But what does it feel like to go on platform when you're addicted to scrolling? Below, readers who've done it share what it's like for them to hop off social media, what challenges they faced, and how it affected their friendships and mental health. And what I'll do is I'll give you my take on it as well too, because I did delete a lot of my social media apps that I did have, and I'll tell you what my take on it was. Fanny, she's 38. I had already stopped using Facebook years ago, but the events of last spring and summer led to my decision to delete Instagram. Ahmaud Arbery's death, then Breonna Taylor, and then George Floyd, coupled with the pandemic and losing my father-in-law in April 2020 to COVID-19, my algorithm was filled with social and political injustices with the splattering of friends' posts. I was increasingly anxious, constantly refreshing my feed to follow the latest police shooting, COVID death number, or how many kids were separated at the border. What I discovered was that anytime there was a lull, I would scroll, such as during an active text convo while waiting for a response. My last scroll was September 18th, 2020, when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. At one point, I thought I would like Instagram better if I created a new account, but that didn't last. I deleted the app altogether. Without IG, I sleep better, my mind feels lighter, I feel less anxious, less angry, and better able to organize my thoughts around what can be done with regard to social and political injustices rather than just being mad. I feel the gloom and doom is more manageable, and my friends are more supportive. I have to make an added effort to check in with them via text, which feels more meaningful to me. It makes me feel old to disconnect, but I guess I am older, and being on social media isn't going to change that. I now see the way it drove me to increase consumption and compare myself to impossible filtered and Photoshop standards. Tate, who's 21. What made me decide to delete my social media was the overwhelming negativity that just seemed to circulate around the apps, Facebook specifically. I deleted it about 2 weeks ago after years of being very active and having a lot of friends on the app. Before Facebook somewhat consumed my life, I found myself getting affected by a ton of drama that circulated around a friend's death. I thought maybe a death would bring us all together, but it just really turned into this nasty string of arguments, pain, and grief. I decided that I just could not take it anymore. I deleted the Facebook app off both my iPhone and iPad. My mental health has improved drastically. Although I still spend quite a bit of time. English, motherfucker, can you speak it? Although I still spend quite a bit of time on my phone, as most 21-year-olds do, I find myself not feeling as stressed or pressured when I post things on Reddit. My friends and family supported my decision because, of course, I still talk to them and update them on my life. Overall, I'm not regretful of my decision in the slightest. So I'll tell you what my experience was. I deleted my Facebook, I deleted my Instagram. Those were the two apps I was mainly using. There was no other apps I was mainly using. The main reason why I deleted my Instagram wasn't using it much for what it was worth. But my Facebook, oh man, just bad news after bad news. People telling me things that I don't want to be told. It was just a lot of. It was more bad than it was good on Facebook, in my opinion. People did not want to connect in real life as I like to, so I got rid of it. And I'll say that my mental health has gotten better. Not really worried about people hitting me up out of nowhere, random accounts, someone's negative news on my feed on a consistent basis. So that really worked out for me. Let's go into what looking at deleting your dating apps and what that could feel like. So this app, and I'll have both of these links in the low bar so you can take a look at them. So here's just an app. I mean, here's just a article on, like, why you should delete your dating apps. Um, let's just skip this first. Let's skip um, that first paragraph and just save some time. Here's reason number one: you're wasting your leisure hours. A lot of people on Tinder will say that they're basically because they don't have time to meet people, but Tinder isn't meeting people. Tinder is 70% made up stat. Deciding if strangers are hard enough to risk getting murdered. 29% typing hey, and maybe 1% meeting people. Tinder is to meeting people as The Sims is to raising a family. That is actually kind of true for what it's worth. I'm not going to read these whole things. Feel free to read the full article. Number two, you're not having fun. Oh, man. Yeah, you're not having fun. And this goes either way for men and women. I got, like, fellas, you have no idea what it's like to be on a dating app as a woman. Yeah, they have so many more choices, but goodness, it's like they work at Nathan's, just hot dog after hot dog being thrown at you. Could you imagine? But yeah, you're not having fun. I know no one I know enjoys being on dating apps. It's like dental surgery. Some people hate it, some people tolerate it, and you're fucking nuts if you enjoy it. Even my hottest friends, who by all logic should be cleaning up on those apps, find online dating excruciating. And if it's not working for hot people, then you know it's not working for anyone. Number three, the game is rigged. Oh yeah, yeah. If dating were a numbers game, if exposures to more people meant dating more people, then people would just go to the nearest concert venue, introduce themselves to as many people as they can, and magically end up on a date. But anyone who has swiped for 6 months without meeting one exciting person on Tinder will tell you that it's not, in fact, a numbers game. Number four. Is that number four? Yeah. There's number four. Number four. Nothing compares to an IRL crush. Yeah, I would say so. If you find somebody in real life and you're able to connect with them, yeah, the chemistry flows that much easier. It feels more natural. And, it's kind of like the stigma of how you met gets removed. And you can actually focus on what you require from each other more. But just to continue, all you're doing on Tinder, all anyone is doing on Tinder is waiting out the time until they find the real life person they actually care about dating. You can waste as much headspace as you want on the app, widening your search up to 25 miles, up your age range to 72. It doesn't matter, because the second girl on your rec soccer team breaks up with her douchey boyfriend and the two of you start hanging out, and you're going to start responding to strangers you've been struggling to carry on conversations with. Yeah. All you'll have to show after 4 years of using Tinder is $239 in split advertisers with people who didn't want to hear your theory on Inception, and 9 million in Tinder Plus subscription fees because you can't figure out how to cancel it. That's funny as hell. But I'll say this much: I've deleted my dating apps for the most part. I think back in 2020, kind of get back into it because of the pandemic. But I'll say that, look, if you're dating someone and you find them to be worthwhile, delete the actual profile, then delete the apps. Don't just delete the apps. Don't be a sucker. Don't go back on the apps like, what else am I missing on out there? I might find something better than what I have. Delete the app. Enjoy what you have. There's nothing out there for you. You know the phrase, they out here giving you hardwood and bubble gum? Guess what? People are keeping the bubble gum. You're just getting wood. All right? So when you delete these apps, it's just less stress on you because you're not worried about, hey, am I going to meet someone that I really don't care about, or someone that I'm just going to have a good time with or waste my time and or money with. It's less stress because now you can just focus on just enjoying yourself and enjoying life. And then maybe through the fact that you're enjoying life, you find another person that you can then enjoy life with. That's what this is about, right? I hope you're getting less stressed. I'm less stressed. Hopefully we all get there. This is the Firm and Fear podcast, and I'm out.